I believe we're live. Yes, welcome back to another week of Forgotten Songs Fantasy Writing Live. I'm sorry for my voice if that will crack a lot during this day. During today, I was partying. There was a partying in the weekend, and I'm still trying to get over it. But I am here today. And I am suddenly very, very aware of the fact that I say a lot. So maybe I'll try to remedy that. It was after I made the little small compilation of the highlight video, a highlight of my live stream, my very first live stream, which was fun. It was a really fun movie, really fun video to do, but you know, it really puts it into perspective just how much I say all the time. Right. We're doing Fly today. Of course we're doing Fly. We're still doing Fly. But we are doing the first revision of Fly today. I guess you could say maybe it's the second revision of Fly, because this is version 1.1. What I have been doing, of course, is that I have it in my book. Where is it? Should be over here somewhere. Now, this book contains, of course, the very first version of Fly. Somewhere. But what of course, when I then digitized it, that's when I guess you could say we did the first revision, because that's when we sort of changed some of the wording and such. So this might be the second one, but it's also the first real revision, I would say. That's right. That's what we'll call it. I'm not done with the translation yet, but I figured we've done that for 3 live streams now, translating stuff to Danish. So yeah, I feel like I needed to move past it, get on with it. That's what I wanted to say. You know how hard it is to not say every time? It's really, really messing with me right now. But yeah, we're doing Fly. Everything is in English. Everyone should be able to understand everything. Let me just press this button, because I think I think my microphone was being weird. Hopefully it's fixed. It should be fixed. I hope it wasn't too weird. But yeah, why don't we get started? See how far we get. There are 15... I've made 15 comments. Basically, I guess there's basically one every page. And the idea is we will read aloud, and I will see if I can phrase stuff better, if things make sense, if I'm missing something. A lot of that also happens when I translate. I guess we could say the first real revision over here. Let me just update the first real revision. That's updated the title on YouTube. Yeah, why don't we get started? Fly, version 1.1.0. Looking down was scary, especially since Vurusu had never flown before. Calling it flying was maybe a little bit of a stretch, though. Drakes could actually only glide using their webbed leathery wings, but to Vurusu it felt like much more. It felt like more. I didn't even write much there. I feel like it should be a much. it felt like so much more. So much more. Drakes could actually only glide using their webbed leathery wings, but to Russo it felt like so much more. The cool winds... I'll just do this so you can see where... so people can follow along, better follow along. The cool winds of autumn caressed her topaz yellow scales, but were counteracted by the slight warmth of the shining suns provided. You know, if I'm supposed to do a revision, I should probably read the words on the screen. Just so I make sure that I'm actually revising that. What is being written. Let's try again. The cool winds of autumn caressed her topaz yellow scales, but were counteracted by the slight warmth that the shining suns provided. The day was clear and beautiful, and, while scary, Boruso could see all of the world below. So much she had never explored, from the still green cedar trees directly beneath her, far over the oceans and new lands, and across the tallest mountains, all trying their best to reach her as she sailed atop the winds. Can I just say, I'm very happy with that last part of the sentence. I feel like that's... I mean, I know it's my own words, but I feel like that the tallest mountains all trying their best to reach her as she sailed atop the winds. I'm very proud of that sentence. Had it always been this easy? It had been over 50 years since Furusu's clutchmates had learned to utilize their wings, though she never took to it. But now nothing could hold the young adult dragon back. She simply stretched her lean arms and legs, and the wings in between flexed almost by themselves, same as the fins on her tail, making steering the smallest problem of the world, making steering the smallest smallest of problems. Wow, okay. Same for the fins on her tail, making steering the smallest of problems in the world. Okay, seeing that I had some issue reading that, maybe that needs to be revised. Same for the fins on her tail, making steering the smallest of problems. Could write making steering just about the smallest problem in the world. Just about the smallest problem. I think that's better. Now, of course, every time... Where is it? Every time we... what's it called? Every time we change something up in the English version, I need to make sure that the Danish version, of course, makes sense. Let's see if we don't have it here. Yes, we do. And so we are going to keep it open just for, just for sense making. Oops, we're in the wrong. Hello. Change account. There we are. Wait, we don't have did the internet just cut out? That's very cool. What on earth? The internet is really, really slow right now. Why is it that? What's going on? I have no idea. If we're live or not still. I can imagine that we are not. Odd. Because my internet is so slow. Yep, there it was. Okay, maybe things are working out. Let's try to reload here and reload here. And nothing happened. I have no idea whether or not it is working at all. It doesn't look like it is. Why did you change my account? No. Okay, are we back? I can load speedtest.net now. No, we are not back. Oh my god. Well, I can load it, but it's only like very, very slow. You can't see it on stream, of course. Let's see, upload. Maybe that's better. If the upload is all right, then no, it's... Well, I guess we are live. So, should we just keep going? Try to keep going. Hope for the best. Why did you reset my account, stupid? Goddamn stupid. Goddamn stupid Google. I can't get this to working. I think we may have to end it. Just call time of death. Or is it working now? Can we get it to work? Let's see, let's go here. Okay, we might be working. We might be working. It has only been, what? 10 minutes? 15 minutes of nice internet problems. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I can't get enough of that. But, okay. Where were we? We had just changed up this sentence to make it a bit more readable. Readability is good for when you are writing a book. You want people to be able to read it. You want yourself to be able to read it. So it is now same for the fins on a tail, making steering just about the smallest problem in the world. Okay, I'm gonna try, what's it called? Powering through with this weird, crazy, shitty internet. Maybe I'll just do another speed test to see if it's working. I can at least load it now. Okay, we may be somewhat back. But if it happens again, of course, I don't know what happened. But that might, if it happens again, we just might go for tomorrow instead. But let's go. So we just changed this sentence in English, and we need to make sure that, I know I said I wouldn't be doing Danish stuff today, but we need to make sure that it is, if it's the same, like if it makes sense in Danish as well. This was the sentence. Det samme gjorde halefinnerne, så styringen gennem luften blev til det mindste problem nogensinde. Yeah, that's actually a good sentence in Danish. It's basically what I just wrote in English. That's good. Okay. Next paragraph. Sorry, just need I think I need my average size mug here. Yeah. Oof. My voice is struggling today. I am terribly sorry. Just wanted to reiterate it. Okay, let's go. The freedom up here in the sky was almost magical, and Veruso couldn't wait to write down all of her findings in a journal. She looked to her belt and made sure that it, and her trusty ink bottle, was fastly secured. Screech! The strange noise abruptly pulled Veruso back from her dreaming. The strange noise abruptly pulled Veruso back from her dreaming. Though it was late evening, the drake hadn't been sleeping, but adjusting the heat. I think I want it instead there. But instead, though it was late evening, the drake hadn't been sleeping, but instead adjusting the heat of one of the incubation kilns she was tending. It was a good thing that the strange noise came when it did, because the brood carer had raised the heat a little too much. Oh. A little too much on this one, which could have had catastrophic results. So I know I just changed it a little bit here on the English version, but I don't think, like, unless I changed the wording a little bit, right? I don't think we need to check the Danish version unless it's like, unless we add stuff. We just changed the wording a little bit. That's what I'm trying to say. We didn't actually mix things up or something. So let's just keep going. Basically, I want to do the least amount of Danish possible on this particular stream. I think that's a good thing for everybody. Let's get you turned around, Fridier Thu. Now I'm not gonna change the names because I can't pronounce them. Fridier Thu. Let us get you turned around, Fridier Thu. Let us get you turned around, Fridier Thu. Veruso said as she took the Vyrmæg out and carefully used her claws in an attempt to distribute the heat on it a little better. or Frigier theme. Okay, so that sentence is weird. Vurusu said as she took the viewer make out and carefully used her claws. In an attempt to distribute the heat on it a little better. So there are multiple things wrong with that one, right? Also, where the hell did the music go? There we are. Let's get that from the beginning. So what right now? It sounds like she's taking the viewer make out. Which she is. And carefully used her claws. The idea is, so she's taking it out and carefully using her claws to turn it around and put it back in. I think that's the idea that I'm trying to say. That is not what I am writing. She took the rear make out. Carefully using her claws and turned it in an attempt to distribute the heat a little better. I think this makes more sense, right? No. Let us get you turned around, Frigiethu, Vurusu said as she took the viewer make out. Oh, okay. Okay, so I think it's because I write turned here. So it's a bit weird that we're also writing turned there. Let us get you turned around, Frigiethu, Vurusu said as she took the rear make out, carefully using her claws and turned it. Oh. And turned it in an attempt to distribute the heat a little better. So, as I have mentioned so many times already, even though we've only been live streaming for a little bit, and a few times, what a pet peeve of mine is when the same word is repeated close to each other, like closely next to each other. And right now we have that problem, of course. It says turned twice. It says turned here, and then we reiterate that. And I feel like it probably shouldn't. So how can we rephrase this? We could remove it and just say attempted. So what if she rolled it out? The incubation kilns, they have hatch, and then they have like a podium or whatever, and the eggs are like there, and so you take it out of the kiln so you can turn it or whatever, and then you put it back in. So this is like a small stand in the kiln that can be rolled in or out. And that's sort of what we're saying as she rolled. Let's get you turned around for the A2. Borusu said as she rolled the viewer make out, carefully using her claws. If we go like this, and carefully using her claws, attempted to distribute the heat a little. Okay, I think we're getting it. I know this is a small sentence, but I want it to be the best I can. I am my own editor, and I'm not very good at grammar. So this is sort of the process that we're going to do all through the story until it's ready, basically. Which is hopefully soon. Now I have committed to a couple of friends of mine to have Fly in a published version. When I say published, I mean putting it on my website before Tuesday next week. So we have a week to get 2 done, both Fly and the Danish version. Okay, let us get you turned around for the A2. For the A2, yeah, I think that might be the way to say it. Borusu said as she rolled the viewer make out and carefully using her claws, attempted to distribute the heat a little better. Or for the A theme. Okay, I like it. Worms were much harder to hatch than drakes, but Borusu had a good feeling with this one, even if she was a fairly new broodcarer. And she secretly hoped the whelpling would be female, and she secretly hoped the whelpling would be female. Screech, 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 screech. There it was again. Borusu immediately looked to the sill of her 2 large melted stone windows. That turned out to be a mistake, however, as she somehow managed to burn her fingers on the mighty hot scaly egg she was turning. It turned out to be a mistake, however, as she somehow managed to burn her fingers on the mighty hot scaly egg she was turning. I feel like I should build that here, that she was turning. She somehow managed to burn her fingers on the mighty hot scaly egg that she was turning. I don't know. I'm not super happy. Sorry, I'm just sitting here, I'm just staring here. It's not saying anything, but I'm just not super happy with that last sentence. There's that twice in the same sentence. It feels long. It feels unnecessarily long. That turned out to be a mistake, though. If I do a full stop there, split up the sentence, that turned out to be a mistake, though. She somehow managed to burn her fingers on the mighty hot scaly egg that she was turning. Does that need to be there? I know I just put it there. She somehow managed to burn her fingers on the mighty hot scaly egg she was turning. There it was again. Borusu immediately looked to the sill of her 2 large melted stone windows. That turned out to be a mistake, though. She somehow managed to burn her fingers on the mighty hot hot scaly egg she was turning. I think it's all right. That turned out to be a mistake, though. She somehow managed to burn her thing. Yeah, I think it's all right. Okay. Ouch! She exclaimed loudly. Burusu had never been the best at handling neither fire nor wind, so her fingers often. I think this needs to be an interposed sentence that we have learned so many times. No. The winds, for that matter. Ouch! She exclaimed loudly. Why is that so hard to say? Hopefully it's just my voice today that sucks. It sucks just as much as my internet connection. Burusu had never been the best at handling neither fire nor the winds, for that matter. Handling the fire, nor the winds, for that matter. So her fingers often suffered burns. But the feeling that she held with the eggs, how to best get whelplings from each individual one, was unmatched. And on top of that, she had been the fastest of her peers to learn how to work the kilns, so the Topaz Queen Mother had selected her for brood carer anyway, in spite of her shortcomings with the elements. Okay, this is a long sentence as well. This is 2.5 lines long, but it doesn't. I don't think it feels that long, if that makes sense. Burusu had often. Let's try from that sentence again. And on top of that, she had been the fastest of her peers to learn how to work the kilns, so the Topaz Queen Mother had selected her for brood carer anyway, in spite of her shortcomings with the elements. Burusu had often thought that maybe her old learner also had a hand in that decision. Also had the hand in that decision, though, as they shared a strong bond, and she could be very persuasive. Okay, who shared a strong bond here? There's a couple of things wrong with this one, I think. I think there needs to be comma here, because this sounds like an interposed sentence. Just not interposed into the middle of the text, right? They can be that, I'm sure. Okay. Oh. And the next, Burusu had often thought that maybe her old learner also had a hand in that decision, though, as they shared a strong bond. She could be very persuasive. First of all, we're writing though here, and we wrote though up here. It's like interposed. And secondly, as they shared a strong bond. And she could be very persuasive. So up here it just said that the Topaz Queen Mother had selected her for brood carer. So it could sound like they is referring to the Topaz Queen Mother and Burusu's old learner. but I mean Vorusu and her old learner. I think I might have to do sacrilege here and repeat 2 words in a sentence right after each other. Because what I think I can do around here is that Vorusu had often thought that maybe her old learner also had a hand in that decision. Full stop. She and her. So there we have that. Then we also show that Vorusu's old learner was a female as well. In case that wasn't actually obvious, but I think that's part of the story. That's the sort of the background story, that her old learner was indeed female. And she and her had shared a strong bond. And her old learner. Vorusu had often thought that maybe her old learner also had a hand in that decision. She and her shared a strong bond. And she knew that her old learner could be very persuasive. Yes, I know we're writing old learner twice, right after each other, but it's alright, it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, I think we might need to go to the Danish version here and check it out. Ow. Here it is. Oh, no. Vorusu havde ofte tænkt, at hendes gamle lærte måske havde haft en finger med i spil omkring den beslutning. Deres bånd var stærkt. Honestly, this is the exact same thing that I just wrote in English. It's what we had written in Danish, in the Danish text. That is weird. That's strange. That's super weird. Why didn't I correct it in the English version when we translated it then? Since that is exactly how we wrote it. What? The brood carer made sure that the heat of the kiln was set exactly right. Pushed the egg back into the flames and walked over to where the source of the weird noise was coming from. Her makeshift terrarium. Let's try to read that sentence again. The brood carer made sure that the heat of the kiln was set exactly right, pushed the egg back into the flames, and walked over to where the source of the weird noise was coming from. Her makeshift terrarium. Sounds right. The glass case was standing between the big windows. Currently was standing between the big windows. Oh, it said beside. It said beside. I didn't read the right word. The glass case was standing beside the big windows, currently enjoying the warmth from the kilns away from the cool breeze. The glass case was standing beside the big windows, currently enjoying the warmth from the kilns away from the cool breeze of the autumn evening. This is late evening, by the way. That's a minor thing, but just to make sure. Den scene. Brook here. The glass was standing beside the big windows. I think you want to say next to the big windows. Beside sounds weird. Next to the big windows. Currently enjoying the warmth. Coming from the kilns. Away from the cool breeze. They're not really away from the cool breeze. It's like... did my internet shut down again? I just noticed that my own... Oh my god, what's going on? That my connection is sucky again. Oh my god. The internet today is terrible. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Hopefully we are still working. Let's see. Is the upload... I know you guys can't see this, so I'm trying to... Okay, the upload should... The upload is working way better. I have like 3 megabit per second, 3.5 in download speed. For some reason, it should be almost 100. My upload speed is 27. That should also be 100. But I think the upload speed is fine. I think we can still make it work. So, yeah. Okay. The glass case was standing next to the big windows, currently enjoying the warmth coming from the kilns. I'm gonna remove a comma there. Currently enjoying the warmth coming from the kilns. Away from the cool breeze of the... It's just the away bit that I'm sort of not too happy with. Because if we have the big windows like here, the idea is, and there's coming cool winds through the windows. The idea, what I'm trying to say is that the terrarium is standing like here. So of course it's the breeze that's coming from the windows isn't really going to the terrarium. Does that make sense? And the kilns are just... The warmth of the kilns is just heating up the... It's just heating up the terrarium. We could say like currently enjoying the heat from the kilns, winning the battle against the cool breeze of the late autumn evening. Honestly, yeah. That could definitely work, I think. That could definitely work. Currently enjoying the heat of the kilns, winning the battle against the cool breeze of the late autumn evening. The glass case was standing next to the big windows, comma. Currently enjoying the heat of the kilns, winning the battle against the cool breeze of the late autumn evening. It's actually kind of nice. I kind of like that, to be honest. So I'm getting a YouTube error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such you will experience buffering. Oh, I'm sorry guys. It should be alright. Maybe. It's alright. I don't know. Now my internet is sucky bad again. Sucky bad. Okay. Can I just go live here? Uh-oh. Am I losing the internet again? The entirety of my internet? Oh, I can't even do a speed test now. Download test error. Alright. Can we make it to an hour? What is open? What is this widget? Stream health poor. Oh shit. Sugar. That's not good. Honestly, guys, I think maybe I'll just cut it off here. I think my internet is so bad right now that we're just gonna call it time of death. Now my Chromebook even lost internet connection again. Right. Okay, that was pretty bad. I'm terribly sorry for this stream. We will be back tomorrow, same time. Hopefully, no problems tomorrow. And yeah, we'll be back with the revision of the first short story. Hopefully with much farther. And if you like this, please remember to like and subscribe. It means a lot. And yeah, journey continues. Bye.